Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions. So I had a lot of things planned for Wednesday because, as you guys know, happy Wednesday. But I decided that I think I'm going to go ahead and condense a lot of stuff that I really want to make multiple videos on into this one video. But let's go ahead and talk about all the little things that they've changed since Monday's news. And then, of course, we're going to do some summons for the new Vision card. Alright. Alright, here we go. So we got Chapter 10 release shop. We got some free event tickets. Now this is going to be very cool for a lot of folks. Now a lot of people are thinking about switching to Vision cards concentration in terms of dedicating all their resources on it perhaps. And this is a great opportunity to do this. Chapter 10 release MR Guaranteed Vision Card Summon Ticket. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this when we get to the summon aspect. But as far as the packs are concerned, I'll let you guys decide if you're a pay-to-win player / spender player. And then of course, I don't ever really recommend spending gems on any of these packs. However, there are a few packs in here that are definitely worth it, especially for beginning players and even for late game players. Faint Memory, definitely buy this because the blue ones are one of the most obnoxious things in this entire game to farm. Sometimes purple can be a pain too, so definitely buy these up. Right here you can see there's 3 offers, 600k, and you're gonna get up what, 225 of these things. Definitely worth buying right now. Boom, done. This one is really good for beginning players because these things are very hard to farm for beginning players, but much easier to get. And given the fact that once you reach end game, you can actually downgrade, so you can turn purples into blues, blues into greens. So not something really, in my opinion, worthy of buying, but for a beginning player, definitely a must pick up. Now in terms of these Elchrists, this is pretty much for people who are pretty much sort of impatient, right? Because there are going to be days where you get double drops for Elchrists, and most of these things are very easy to farm. The green and blues are super easy to farm. Purple might take you a little bit more time, so if you have lots of gold to spare, this is probably something worthy of picking up to save you some of that energy and save you some of that farm. And I think that's all the things I'm going to talk about for this shop. In terms of this new thing, it's pretty, at this point, the same. Remember today's water days, don't forget to pick up your Glaciala and of course Eldar. Alright, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the event. And I just did the challenge on my main account. Fairly easy. Basically you have Finir up on a high ledge and you got a few wolves to start off, and then you got one of those metal things, those metal diamond looking things that are really weak to slash, but they're very strong to magic. Whereas the other way around. Either way, you get one of those and then I think 4 wolves. And then if you start killing off the wolves right in the beginning, more wolves and more of those diamond things will pop up. Pretty easy. Finir does hit kind of hard. I think definitely take some magic resistance with you and maybe bring some units that can increase your spirit and increase your resistance. Those wolves, as you guys know, they love to debuff you. So I guess if you have a unit that can help you with debuffing, it's kind of great. If you don't, it's fine. I mean, you can blast through it pretty easily. And the big thing is, I think for most people, the challenge really in these type of quests are always defeat 3 more enemies simultaneously. Easy thing is set your tanks up to kind of absorb all the enemies to target that tank, and then of course try to use some of your units to do some AoE damage. The enemies are going to be dark and ice. So bring obviously some fire units if you got them, and then of course any element really will be good against dark, really, because we don't really have a whole lot of light that's going to be really targeting them. And to be honest, you can blast through the normal challenge fairly easily. I still haven't done the brutal since I already know how the map goes. Shouldn't be too hard once you set up your strategies. I haven't taken on the challenge quest yet, so can't give you any of my opinions on that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the summoning aspect. Oh, by the way, if you are a spender, daily purchases, you can get 35 of these bad boys. Wait, is it 35? Yeah. 35. And then, of course, you can pick up some spheres, rainbow spheres. So you get 6. So for $7, you can get 35, and you can get 6 spheres, and you can get 20 of these extra large. I always felt like they should probably give us a little bit more of these extra large. But then again, for, I guess, minimally $1, comparatively to Japan where you have to spend $5 per day, this is not too shabby, to be honest. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the summons. There's quite a few things. And one thing I really want to break this down is for you guys. It's all about saving money in this game, right? And you should always try to save as much money as possible. And I'm talking about your resources. So one important thing to keep in mind is when you're doing the 5-step summons, you're going to get 500 medals, in which essentially you get an extra copy of AI, right? So you're going to get guaranteed on the 5th step, and essentially you get an additional copy by spending 10,000 gems. However, if you get AI before that, you probably don't need to spend any more gems, because one thing I learned about this game is it's always better to spend your gems on guaranteed shards of something you're looking for rather than quote unquote trying to hit that jackpot, right? So therefore, idealistically, the worst case scenario, 10,000 gems will give you 1 copy of AI plus additional copy of AI from the November medal shop. So that will essentially get you to 1 star. Since you need 275, that means you will need 250 more. Essentially what that means is you're gonna need 10 more copies, right? So 10 more copies, how are you gonna get that? One other way for spenders obviously is to do this. I'm gonna show you real quick. In the future, when they offer this again, 2,000 pay gems, you will get 1 guaranteed Esper UR combo. Now, this is not you get to pick. You just sort of randomly get one. But this is the cool part. You get 4 copies of any one you want if you do this. You get the ticket, which allows you to select basically 4 copies, right? Because it's 25 shards per copy of a UR Vision card. So this is definitely a killer deal. And for those of you who want to keep going, you could do it because you get 10 Rainbow Spears. But personally, I think step 1 is always the best. I'm going to be doing this. And here's the thing, right? The more UR Vision cards you get finished, the higher chance of you getting bonus of that specific Vision card. Therefore, those will be all transformed into your MOG medals, which means you can continuously buy more UR Vision cards. In other words, the more you invest, the more likely you're going to get refunded in terms of your investment. Now, I unfortunately on my spenders account did not buy any of these tickets for the MR guaranteed unit because I realized I don't really care too much about units anymore. In the future, if they give me another selector ticket, I'll probably get Kidufei, and then essentially I'm done. Let's talk about this. This is kind of really solidifies the idea that people really need to hone in on trying to get more Vision cards. I simply just can't do more damage comparatively to some of my guildies. And I realized I need to really work on my Vision cards. And perhaps work on some better equipment and things like that. Like for example, there's a video clip of one of my guildies who's using Halloween Little Leela and hit 4.3k, right? 4.3k on one of her skills. The most I've done so far is 2.5. So I'm just curious, where is she getting so much damage? And I need to know, and I need to get better at this game. And I think this is a great opportunity to try to pick up some extra Vision cards. And I think this is definitely worthy investment because we all know when you do this pity system, you are guaranteed a UR Vision card. And there are a lot of good, and I think almost all the UR Vision cards are great to be investing in. Personally, there's going to be one or a few that are going to be really standing out. Of course, Fenrir comes to mind, Screaming Echoes, and Trousseau. A lot of those are going to be must build really when you get to the end game, right? So I think I'm going to be picking up a lot of these tickets on my spenders account and trying to get as many of these Vision cards as possible because ultimately it's going to be a lot cheaper than to spend either pay gems or normal gems to try to summon for them. And even then, if you're trying to summon for them, even if you get those copies, you're wasting a lot of extra gems, quote unquote, right? But by spending the guaranteed gems, sort of, which only costs a few hundred paid, then you can actually get some really nice out of this. So I definitely suggest that spenders take advantage of this, especially those who are really trying to go the Vision card route. But without further ado, let's see what we can get out of my first free summons. But this is free account, by the way, so I'm not too worried about getting anything special. So there's always a chance, but you know, that's fine. Legendary Beast, that's actually a really good card because I believe it helps you with Pierce attack resistance. And Beast Killer, I think that's something that could pop up later. And then of course, look at this, it gives you agility up as well. So this card, in my opinion, is definitely worthy of building, especially for the tower, and then for something specific to target. So yes, always a welcoming additional shards. So let's go ahead and do the summons, but let me go ahead and get this. Maybe I get lucky and get one of these AI shards. Come on, AI shards. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope, got nothing. That's fine, no big deal. Let's go ahead and just jump to it. By the way, I'm really going to do both accounts because I think, like I said, the only units I'm working on in terms of my free-to-play are going to be lower rarity, so I don't really care too much about UR units anymore. So therefore, I can really concentrate all my future free gems to get a lot of good vision cards and working on those. And then I probably won't be building too many more units anymore anyways, and just kind of go back and feature all the units that I have. For example, the Trinity or Snow White Sisters, of course, some of the Lorenzo character I'm building, and of course, a new Marielle that I'm building. And I'm pretty much not just kind of stop there, sort of, and see what future MR unit is going to be worthy of building for me. In terms of spenders, obviously, I'm going to get the card, I'm going to get Kane, and I don't really have too many other targeted units in terms of finishing those off. And you know, that's kind of like where I'm at. So if I'm going to spend more money, really, it's just depending on something that really draws my attention. All right. Wait, I didn't do this. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this off too. Kind of hype it up a little bit before we get to the summons. Ravi, very good. She is a worthy unit for me to build, I think. I could use her tanking abilities. So let's go ahead and do the AI summons. I hope I just kind of get this, honestly, so I can spend the rest of the gems to build it. Like, here's a scenario, right? If I get it on the first copy, essentially this 16,000 means I will get a... If I keep buying the shard from the Whimsy and whatnot, I can get basically the maximized version. I think this card is very good investment because defense piercing, right? Anti-slashing, it's really nice because there's a lot of slashing, anti-slashing in this game right now. Maybe in the future we're gonna see more like piercing and missile. Well, probably not too much missiles, but strike even on JP, there's just like one unit that's really like up to par in terms of damage. Durando, okay. And then of course, I guess piercing could be considered a thing, and of course magic is always going to be a thing. So why do I keep doing that? Like, I always hit to the next step without actually having to do it. Okay, here we go. Can we just get this AI right now? Save me some gems. This is a huge possibility because right now we're looking at a rainbow here. Can this turn into a rainbow too? Please turn to a rainbow. Vial of Love. I believe I'm already maxed out on Vial of Love. So essentially I can work on some other MR vision cards. I think a lot of the ones that I really need to be maxed out at this point are maxed out. So here we go. Is this going to be AI? Please AI. Oh, E3. Okay, E3 is good. E3 is actually one of the better ones in terms of the Esper, in terms of building attack power. And of course, that vision card itself gives you 50 physical attack power maxed out. That's quite a bit, especially for like soldiers. And why do I keep doing that? I apologize, folks. And then of course you have soldiers, and then you have, say, it's like super sexy Stern. Obviously, could definitely use that card. Yeah, I realize I don't have that card. This still could potentially change, but we're gonna quickly skip through all this because that's happened to me before where it turned into a UR. Probably a tiny percentage chance. But looks like we're gonna go all the way. And I'm okay with that because I'm gonna concentrate on getting this card. Oh, I got the Bloody Moon. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. Now, I don't think this card is all that great. I mean, then again, I haven't really looked too much deep into it. It does look really cool though. It does look really cool. So I'm thinking, did I just do that again? Or is it automatically makes me go there? Yeah, it looks like we're going to step 5, and that's fine, because there's nothing here. Change? Well, I guess I don't need to change. Seymour Butts. Seymour I'm not really too interested in, because I didn't have a chance to farm the Samurai Sword. And I didn't get the Purple Lightning either. Please, Lorenzo. or Mariel. Is Mariel even in this banner? Oh, Robbie again. So yeah, Robbie really wants to be built. Yeah, you can't. There is no option. See, there's no option to keep going. It does make me go back and do the individual steps every time. So I thought it was me, but it's not. This is the first time I don't ever feel bad spending gems on Submit. Oh, whoa, wow, okay. Oh, well, look at this. See, the thing is, this is the guaranteed, and this is going to be just a surprise. Honestly, there's nothing I really care about anymore in the UR. Welcome home, AI. Now I got to go and buy the shards from the shop. So essentially now I'm going to be 75 shards in. So that means I'm going to be at least 2 stars and then 25 shards into the 3rd star. Or I guess you can call it awakening, a limit break, whatever. So that's not too shabby, right? And then I'll probably try, hopefully the goal is try to get to 3 stars this week. What we got? Keto Faye, welcome home. So painful. It really is so painful, man. It's so painful. I finally got Keto Faye. But it's not on the main account. This is painful, folks. This is so painful, man. I know people are saying like, what you're like, why are you so painful? You could just build a unit. Here's how I'm looking at it. I know, oh, look at that, Mariel. I don't want to build this unit because, well, I don't really want to break my own thing about concentrating really on lower rarity units, right? Because that's what this account ultimately wants to be. But man, Keto Faye is one of the best units in the whole game. That is a tough one, folks. That is a tough one. All right, enough talk. So strategy-wise, I definitely don't go all out unless I have, like, say, 30,000 gems. So because I already have 25 copies in the mock shop, I'm only going to buy 2 right now, right? And that will leave me at 3,900. And then, of course, the next 4 days is going to give me another 2,000. So I'll be back at 5,900. And I think my main goal is try to get as fast to level 3, limit break 3 on AI card as possible. And then, of course, over the next course of, I don't know, year or whatever, I'll try to finish this card off. That's what it is. I still have okay stuff. I don't know. Let's take a look at the Esper, right? What we got? Pierce resistance. Oh, okay, I see. Pierce resistance. Wow. Pierce resistance, magic resistance, slash attack up. There's a lot of goodiness in this card. This card is amazing. Great. Okay. I'm happy. So I think that's all the time I have for this video. I want to thank y'all for slogging through this video. It's very long, I know, but for future purposes, for Happy Wednesday videos, I don't really want to concentrate too much on news since we're already done news on Mondays. And slowly, I'm going to kind of weed out as much of that stuff as possible. That's all the time for sure I have for this video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the continued support. Remember, time's your most valuable resource. Spend it wisely. As always, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtaters out of here. Bye. Peace.